Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all well. Today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this cool rainbow brick stitch bead fringe earring. So this is what it looks like. So you can do whatever colours you want for this. I'm going to show you how to do this rainbow stripe pattern. So to make these earrings you're going to need some size 11 seed beads. You can use round or delicate beads, both will work fine. In 5 different colours, so 5 rainbow colours. Then you're going to need your beading needle, your earring hook and your thread, and I'm going to use this Nymo thread, and I believe this is size D. This kind of thread is going to hang better than like a Fireline or Wildfire, which are a bit stiffer. This has got a nicer hang to it, and I would recommend conditioning your thread with a wax, a beeswax or any other thread conditioner. Just running it through that, it's going to make it stronger and it's just going to make it a lot easier to work with and make the beads sit together nicer. So we're going to start with a base row of ladder stitch, and I'm going to lay out my colours in rainbow order, and the first row is going to be the last colour in your rainbow. So you're going to start by picking up 4 of those and slide those down, leaving just a few inches, just enough to tie a knot at the end, and then sew up through just the first 2 of those. So we have this, and now you're coming out the top here, you're going to sew down through these 2 on this side, like that. Picking up 2 more of those, and you're coming out the bottom of these 2, you're going to go back into those through the top, through both of those. So you have this, and now sew up through those 2 you just added. So we have this, now we're going to do the same again, so pick up 2 and go back through those 2 that you're coming out of, and then down through the 2 you just added. So at the minute we've got 4 rows and we need 6, so you're going to do that 2 more times. So picking up 2 and adding them in the same way, going back through those 2 you added, and finally picking up your last 2 and adding those as well. So now you have this, and just to neaten that up even more, you're going to zigzag back to the other end. So you're coming out the bottom here, so you're going to go up through these 2, down through these, up, down, up until you're at the other end. And every time you pass through 2, pull it really tight. So zigzag all the way to the other end. So now you just have this nice neat row, and I'm just going to flip it over so my thread is on this right hand side. Now we're going to begin the brick stitch. So if you need a really in-depth tutorial on brick stitching, you've never done it before, I'll link my brick stitch basics video down below for you to check out. So you're going to move on to your second colour now, in the rainbow, like second to last I should say. So we're going backwards through the rainbow. So picking up 2 of your green, you're coming out here, you're going to take your needle under the threads that connect this bead that you're coming out of to the next row. Under those threads there, pull that down, like that. Now you're going to go up through both of those beads, like that. Pull it down and you should have this. Make sure it's nice and snug. And same again, so picking up 2 more of your green. This time you're going under that next thread bridge there. So take your needle right under all of those threads, pull that down, and now go up through those 2 you just added. Pull it down and they should stack on top like that, and I always just push it down with my thumb to make sure it's sitting right on top of that row below. So you're going to do that 3 more times, so picking up 2, going under that next thread bridge and then up through the 2 you added. Okay, so you need to do that until you get to the end of this row, so there's 2 more spaces, and then I'll show you what to do next. So you should have this, and I'm just going to flip it over again so that, again, my thread's on this right hand side. So now we've got this. Now we're going to move on to the yellow. So you're just going to be doing the same thing now, from now on. Starting with that first thread bridge here, picking up 2 each time, and just adding these all exactly in the same way that we did add the green in the row below, like that. So for this row, you're going to add 1, 2, 3 more groups of 2 yellow, and then I'll show you what to do. So you should have this, so you're going to flip it over again. This time you're going to add 1, 2, 3 rows of beads, and it's going to be orange, so picking up 2 each time and doing the same thing as the rows below. So you add in 3 groups of 2 orange beads. Pull that nice and tight and flip it over, and this time you just got 2 thread bridges. You're just going to add 2 groups of 2 red beads to finish off the top. Okay, so it should look like this, and now while you're up here you can add your clasp. So I just pick my clasp up like this and go down through, so I'm coming out of these 2 on this side, I'm going to go down through the 2 red beads on the other side. Just make sure it's not twisted, then go back up through the 2 on this side and back through the clasp again. Make sure that stays pulled tight to the rest of the beadwork, and back down through the other side, and you can go through that as many times as you want to make it really secure. So now you need to travel all the way down this side to get to the bottom, so you're going to go down through these 2 orange, 2 yellow, 2 green and 2 blue on the edge. Okay, so make sure you're exiting here at the bottom, and then we're going to start adding our strands. So each strand is going to have 20 beads in it, and you're going to pick up them up in groups of 2. So you're going to pick up 2 red, 2 orange, 2 yellow, 2 green and 2 blue, and then you're going to repeat that again, so 2 more of each of the colours. So you have 20 beads in this pattern, and then slide those all down onto your thread until they meet the base of your earring. Now I'm going to hold it like this on my finger, and we're going to ignore that last bead, so just push that one out the way, and you're going to go back down through all 19 of the others. Doesn't matter if you can't do it in one pass, just so long as you go down through all of those beads, and then back into the earring through those first 2 blue beads, like that. Okay, so pull that through, and then as you pull it down, you can hold on to that last blue bead that's separate, so pull it through whilst holding on to that. Just stop any loops forming, just until it meets. Now you don't want to pull it too tight. If you pull it too tight, your strands are going to bunch up and not going to hang very nice. So I just pull it just till it meets, and then I'll roll it on the bead mat as well to make sure all the beads are loose enough to hang and they're all sitting flat. And then I'm going to move down through the next 2 blue beads. And again, just loosen that back off, make sure you don't pull it too tight, and now you're going to add your next strand. So pick up the same colour pattern again and slide those down all the way down until they meet there, like that. Okay, so you're going to ignore that last bead, and you're going to sew down through all of the other beads and those first 2 blue beads on the earring. So pull that through. Again, you can hold on to that bead as you pull it down just until it meets, and then lay it flat, roll it on the mat, make sure it's not too tight, and then move down through the next 2 blue beads. Now you're ready to add your next strand. So that's what you need to do all the way along until you've got all 6 strands completed, and then I'll show you how to finish. So once you've done all your strands, it should look something like this. So just keep making sure that your tension's all good before you tie off your thread. So I just roll them all on the mat, make sure that the strands are all hanging nicely when you pick it up, and then you can go ahead and tie your knots. So I've already taken my tail thread away. So on the edge here is probably the easiest place to tie a knot. So you're just going to take your needle under here through this gap, making sure you're catching the threads that connect those green beads to the blue ones. Create a loop, and then you're going to go through that loop 2 times and pull it down until you feel the knot tighten, holding onto these strands while you do it so that they don't become any tighter than they already are. And then make sure you move away before you cut your thread, or you can tie a few more knots if you would like. And then you can cut your threads and do the same with your tail thread as well, wherever that's gone. There it is. And then we're finished. So once you've cut off all your threads, then that's the finished earrings. Obviously you need to go ahead and make the other one. So this is what they look like. So I think the stripy, like the double rows of stripes, is a really cool effect, especially with these rainbow colours. So if you make these, I'd love to see what colours you choose. So send me a picture on Instagram at Beading by Hannah and follow me there as well. You can comment down below anything else you'd like to see from me, and like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching everyone. See you next time. Bye.